Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today our adventuring party needs to help a local goblin tea shop owner by the name of Bogkettle. Now, Bogkettle's tea shop has been momentarily taken over by a green hag. Now, this is definitely an encounter that can be handled with diplomacy, and in fact, the hag will let the goblin go, return the tea shop to him, if the characters will just sit down and have a cup of tea with her. But of course, when it comes to hags, things aren't always that simple, and the characters may take a chance of getting poisoned in order to free this goblin. Now, this is a puzzle that was submitted by patron of the channel and valued member of our Discord, Inquisitor Thorn. And if you would like to see the written version of this puzzle, including 3 different scenarios that you could use it in, there's going to be a link in the description below. But let's get started, sit down and have some tea with a green hag, and this puzzle's called the Hag's Tea. But before we get started, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't followed my new Kickstarter page yet, be sure to click the link below and click notify me on launch. Myself, Dungeon Dad, and Mr. Trask are going to be launching a book of monster encounters that is set to launch on October 25th, 2022. So in this puzzle, our adventuring party is sent to Bogkettle's tea shop. Now, Bogkettle is a local goblin business owner that has some of the best tea in the city. But it has been rumored that there is a possibility that a hag is now running Bogkettle's tea shop. Now, the characters are going to be able to come into the tea shop with no issues whatsoever, and when they make their way to the kitchen, they're going to see exactly that. There's going to be a green hag that is standing over a kettle, brewing some tea, and helping her by handing her ingredients and testing the brew is going to be Bogkettle the Goblin. Now, Bogkettle the Goblin is actually under the hag's control, and this is probably through some type of magic like a Gia spell or something along those lines, and he is unable to do anything. If he were to break the spell or try to get away, the damage that he would take from breaking that magic will be the death of him. So now, of course, this is Dungeons & Dragons, so the very first thing that the characters might want to do is try to attack the hag. But now if the hag sees that the characters are going to try to be aggressive, she may wag her finger, look at them, and then let them know that her 2 sisters are upstairs. And she would try to advise them not to start a fight that they would most definitely lose. Now, with Bogkettle under the effects of the hag's spell, even if he were to be taken from the tea house, he would break the effects of the Gia spell and would probably die. And he's not willing to take that chance. Now, if the characters are willing to bargain with the hag, then she will make a deal with them that if they would just sit down and have some tea with her, then she'll free Bogkettle from her spell. And with that, the hag will ask the 3 of them to have a seat at the table, and she'll motion for Bogkettle to bring over 3 different mugs. And these 3 different mugs are as follows. There is a mug that is made of silver, a mug that is made of wood, and a mug that is made of a human skull. With the 3 mugs on the table, she'll take a look at them and state the conditions on the release of Bogkettle.
I can help you, but before I do, I'll need you to complete a test. Do you agree to this request? Well then, here you see these vessels 3. One of these is poison-free. Pick a mug and drink the tea. Only truths have you heard from me.
After her rhyme, Bogkettle will come over and grab a bucket that is filled with tea, put the ladle in the tea, and bring it over next to the mugs. Bogkettle will then look at the 3 of them, look at the mugs, and await for their decision. So with the hag's riddle and everything that's been presented, which mug would you pick and how would you drink the tea? I'll give you a second if you'd like to figure it out. Did you get it? Great! Let's go over the answer. Well, the hag straight up tells you that one of these mugs might be poisoned, and she absolutely loves these type of things. She likes to be deceptive, and she likes to keep characters guessing. So with that in mind, if the characters start to question the hag's motives, then you could allow an opposing insight check. You can roll a d20 and add a +4 for the hag's deception and see what comes about. Or if you just want to apply DC, I think a DC 15 insight check will work just fine. Now, the best solution for the puzzle is not to drink from any of the mugs, but rather to drink from the ladle or the kettle that the goblin is carrying about, because the hag's tea doesn't become poisoned until it touches one of these 3 mugs. Now, in her rhyme when she said pick a mug, that could pertain to the goblin's mug. Mug can be another word for face, but just quite simply, she's just being deceptive all the way around. But let's take a look at a few other things that could happen if you were to run this puzzle in your game. Now, in addition to perhaps doing an insight check on the hag, the characters might also try to cast a few spells to obtain some more information, such as Detect Magic. If that is cast, then all three of the mugs are going to glow with a necromancy aura. However, the tea and the cauldron that the tea is brewing in, and the kettle and ladle that the goblin has, are not glowing with magic. If a character casts a Detect Poison or Disease, then they'll be able to detect poison on all three of the mugs. Now, if the characters are able to use spells like this to be able to determine that the mugs are poisoned or something along those lines, then perhaps they can have some kind of agreement with the hag and renegotiate the terms of the deal. Now, after the characters have sat and had tea with the hag, she's going to live up to her part of the deal, and she's going to release the spell that she has on Bog Kettle, and the characters are free to leave. However, if any of the characters drink out of one of these three mugs, the silver mug, the wood mug, or the skull mug, then they're going to be poisoned, and this type of poison is called Midnight Tears. So at midnight, the very same day, they're going to take 96 of poison damage unless they make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw to take half damage. Now, of course, that's the way this puzzle is set up with regards to the poison that's on the mugs. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what would happen if the characters in your game drank from one of these three poisoned mugs. Now, if you don't like this scenario where the hag would like to sit with the characters and have tea in order to free the goblin, then perhaps we can do something different. Maybe the characters have found this tea house, they have come in, they've explored a bit, and they're introduced to the hag. The hag offers them some tea, they say, hey, no thanks whatsoever, and they decide to leave. But however, when they try to leave, they figure out that they're in some type of pocket dimension. Let's say our fighter tries to escape out the back door, but traveling through the back door, we'll just have them reappear through the front door. If they go out the front door, they'll reappear through the back door. So now they're stuck in this pocket dimension with this hag, and she's going to let them know that the only way out is through the magical herbs that are in the tea that she's brewing. Now, if you'd like to see the written version of this puzzle along with the two scenarios we presented today and how Inquisitor Thorn ran this puzzle in his game, then be sure to click the link below. It'll take you to wallydm.com and you can check it out there. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the puzzle? Is this something that you could use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? Be sure to leave a comment below and let's get a discussion going. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.